This is the Convene podcast. My name is Magdalina Atanassova, Digital Media Editor of Convene. Harvard University's Claudia Goldin, the winner of the 2023 Nobel Prize for Economics, links the gender pay gap in the workplace to time pressure on women with children. How does that play out in the business events industry, and what can our industry do to help narrow the pay gap in other sectors? Making Flexible Work Pay Off for Women. Written and read by Barbara Palmer, Deputy Editor of Convene.
Harvard University professor Claudia Goldin was awarded the Nobel Economics Prize in October for her research into what is driving the gender pay gap. Women are now better educated, on average, than males, yet in the U.S., they make a little more than 80 cents for every dollar that a man makes. Goldin's research has traced the contemporary gender pay gap to what she calls greedy work, the kind of jobs that demand long hours and around-the-clock availability. Most caregiving responsibilities still disproportionately fall on women, and many working mothers opt to take jobs with higher flexibility and lower pay, Goldin told the Harvard Business Review. Over the last 2 centuries, gender wage gaps could be explained by differences in education and occupation. But the bulk of this earnings difference is now between men and women in the same occupation, the Royal Swedish Academy wrote in awarding the Nobel Prize to Goldin, and it largely arises with the birth of the first child. One of the results of Goldin's research is that it challenges the arguments that men earn more than women simply because women prefer different kinds of occupations, or that wage gaps can be explained solely by discrimination. According to her research, women with children often work in firms or for institutions that demand less of their time. Childcare shortages during the pandemic put even more strain on working mothers. U.S. women had the highest participation in the labor force in the 1990s, but are now less likely to work than their counterparts in France, Canada, or Japan, Goldin told the Associated Press. When I look at the numbers, I think something has happened in America, Goldin said. We have to ask why that's the case. We have to step back and ask questions about piecing together the family and the home together with the marketplace and employment. What does that mean for the events industry, where an estimated 77% are women and on average are out-earned by men? One thing conference organizers can do to help level the playing field in the sectors they serve is to remove hurdles for participants and speakers by providing childcare at their events. They also can offer online events as a way to include more participation by women. 2 separate studies revealed that online events held during the pandemic resulted in increased participation among women as both attendees and speakers, compared with their in-person pre-pandemic versions. Overall, employers can look at offering flexibility to their employees, not just as a benefit for them, but an economic advantages to their companies, as a way of retaining talented women who might otherwise leave jobs in order to meet caregiving responsibilities. In 2021, the cost of women exiting the workforce lowered the GDP by $97 billion. For many workers, the pandemic's silver lining has been an increase in flexible and hybrid work environments. In the 2019 salary survey, conducted before the pandemic, only 14% worked from home full-time, and 1/3 worked from home part-time. In this survey, 88% reported working for employers with a flexible work policy. And while no direct relationship can be drawn from our surveys on the effect of work flexibility on pay, it is worth noting that between the 2020 and 2023 surveys, the same period that saw a massive growth in flexible work, the gap between male and female pay also closed significantly. In the 2020 survey, women averaged $14,000 less than their male counterparts. In the 2023 survey, men out-earned women by less than $5,000 annually. The growth in flexible schedules doesn't mean that meeting professionals are working any less intensely or for fewer hours. Half of this year's survey respondents said they worked between 41 and 50 hours a week, and 16% regularly worked 51 to 60 hours a week. More than 3/4 of planners said they had more responsibilities added to their job descriptions in 2023 compared to 67% who said the same in 2020. But when respondents were asked to list what they liked best about their jobs in an open-ended question, among the most highly valued aspect, as Goldin's research also showed, was flexibility.
If you enjoyed this episode, do give us a 5-star review and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Until next time.